Hello to all of our Wingamm customers watching at home. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Tim Kratz of First Class Financial Services. Tim, thank you for coming today. How are you?
Excellent. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Okay, so we're going to cover for our Wingamm customers watching at home everything they need to know about financing a Wingamm purchase.
Great. Let's do it.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so Tim, let's start off. Tell us a little bit about your background and your company.
Well, my company was started back in 2013. Before that, I financed everything under the sun. I did mortgages, cars, boats, RVs, wave runners, everything, all the fun stuff. And like I said, I've been down here in Tampa, Florida for about 15 years, married with a 9-year-old daughter, loving the sunshine. But yes, I love what I do, and it's fun. It's fun to see everybody, purchase a boat, families coming together, going camping. It's a good experience, good fun family experience.
Excellent. It sounds like you found your passion.
Yeah.
So many of our customers watching at home have purchased a home before, and they know the difference between if they go to, let's say, a bank like Wells Fargo. If they walk into Wells Fargo, they're just getting a Wells Fargo loan versus if they go to a mortgage broker, that mortgage broker then goes out to a bunch of different lenders to get them the best loan amongst that pool of lenders. So, which one are you? Are you more like if a customer goes into a Wells Fargo, do you just offer one bank's loans, or do you go to numerous lenders to find the best loan and the most appropriate loan for a Wingham customer?
We work with anywhere from 10 to 12 banks, really depending on what state you're in. We are not If you walk into a Wells Fargo and you get declined, that's the end of it. So what we do is we have a whole assortment of lenders, anywhere from ranging from credit scores from 580 all the way up to, the 800s. So we have something that is for everybody. It's typically with financing right now, it's not one size fits all. There's just everything is it's a very fluid world right now, and the market's crazy, and same with financing. So we have everything available, a bunch of different options.
Excellent. Excellent. So you do accommodate financing for people with all types of credit scores, all the way from subprime up to prime.
We do anywhere from,
Okay.
like I said, if lowest score would be 580 and go up from there.
Okay. What should a customer expect the difference in, let's say, their down payment and their interest rate be if they are in the prime category versus the subprime category?
Well, it's a big sliding scale. So if you're an 800 credit score, you're going to be, your rates are going to start in fives and go up. You're going to be from probably the five and to the seven range, depending on where you fall in that credit tier. But when you get to the other side of the spectrum, when you're about, I don't know, let's just say 650 and below, that's when the rates go or tend to be on the higher side. So the rates would go all the way from, five, let's say five and a quarter, all the way up to 17.95 is really the highest
Okay.
rate that we offer.
And how will the down payments differ from prime to subprime?
800 borrowers anywhere from, you can do anywhere typically is 0%. Most people and most banks will require closer to 10%, where we are in this market. On the lower credit side, you can still get away with 10%, but typically it would be closer to, 15 or 20% just because of the risk to the bank.
Right? And you are right now in this, like you just mentioned a second ago, challenging market, able to get financing for all types of buyers. So right now, the subprime can get loans just as easily as the prime. It's just a difference of down payment and interest rate.
Well, it's obviously when you're an 800 borrower, it's a lot easier to buy stuff. The banks love those ones. We do still get a ton of people financed that are on the lower credit scores. We work with several banks that, if you're 3 days out of a bankruptcy, I can get you a loan. So there are options for people. A lot of people do get turned off just because, like, well, my credit's, not great. Everybody's had something happen to them in the past. We've overcome a lot of different stuff in this world, especially, COVID, the last few years, people got hit hard with their credit. So, There are programs out there, and it's really don't want people to get discouraged about financing. It's just you need to talk to a certain person that's, like us, that will be able to get very knowledgeable and be able to get your loan approved.
I will say though, for the Wingamm customer, who
Hmm.
I think tends to be more on the prime side, uh, putting down 10% or even 20% and with an interest rate in the 5, 6, 7% um, seems, you know, pretty enticing to me. And so you're saying that's you're able to get those types of deals done sort of every day. Is that what you're saying?
All day long, every day.
Wow.
That
Okay,
that's
that's
yeah, that would be that would be a nice customer, which all of them are like that. And going off that, example, that customer would be able to get up to a 20-year note on the motorhome.
you actually that's you're way ahead of me. That is my next question is the amortization schedule. Can you explain what amortization schedules William customers can expect and what that means as far as their payment? Say, because I think a lot of customers who have gotten home loans before, they always hear like a 30-year amortization schedule. So now you're saying a 20-year amortization schedule. Can you kind of
Mhm.
explain what that means to them as far as their payment?
Well, obviously, home loans when you look at home loans, they're going to be, most of them are written out to 30 years. So the max is 20 years on our side. It doesn't matter really the loan amount that you're looking at. It's really, you can get a 20-year note, anything over about 50,000 at this point if the credit's is strong enough. But they are all simple interest loans. So essentially, let's just, for example, say your payment is $1,000 a month. If that customer takes a 20-year note out and wants to pay, um, if they want to pay, $1,500 a month, the extra money would go directly to principal to pay down the loan. So that's the advantage, if they want to take out a longer loan, they're not stuck with it for 20 years. They have the opportunity to prepay the loan, pay it off quicker, beat the bank out of the finance charge, and then own the unit quicker.
Just to clarify for our customers watching at home, what does simple interest mean? Does that mean interest only, or does it mean something different?
No, simple interest it's principal and interest. It's a principal and interest loan, but it gives you the option to prepay the loan to pay more per month. Just like how you would have with the mortgage, it gives you that option too. A car note would do the same.
Excellent. But you can't get interest only loans with RVs. They are all principal and interest from day one.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. The companies that we work with, there are principal and interest. Yeah, we don't specialize in anything that's interest only. They are available out in the market, but they're typically for really high-end boats.
Um, are there any sort of hidden fees or charges or prepayment penalties for uh, buyers at any scale, whether you are subprime or prime? Are there any sort of as people call them hidden fees?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's just your sales tax that's going to be included. Any sales tax registration, your normal state mandated fees, that's in there. There's no origination or anything like that that's tacked onto the loan. So anything that you would see on your buyer's order, be your purchase price, and then any kind of the sales tax, and license registration stuff that, to make sure that our titling company is able to transfer the title to the new buyer.
Can customers do rate buy downs? So if they wanted to, pay more money at the closing, could they like buy their interest rate down to get a lower interest rate?
We don't do that. It's not like there's not origination like you do on a home loan where you could buy down a loan. Typically it's they don't really specialize on that because people do that on the home side because they plan on staying in it for a long duration of time. Most people on our side, on the boats and the RV side, they tend to keep their boats or RVs for it's usually about an average of 5 to 7 years. So it really wouldn't be that financially savvy for you to keep buying the rate down if it's something that's not going to be kept long term and it's depreciating.
Makes sense. Can customer roll aftermarket accessories into the loan?
They can. They can. You obviously your sales tax would be included, but if there's any kind of add-on that you wanted to put on the motorhome, you are able to roll that into the sales price, so you don't need to come out of pocket with any more money.
All right, excellent. One question, appropriate for April 15th, tax
Yep.
day, is the interest on a RV loan deductible. Um, I guess there's one if a customer is going to live in their RV full time, it's like their home, or if it's part time. Is there any scenario where the interest is deductible?
Well, as far as I know, I keep getting mixed reviews on that. I feel like it varies from state to state. Tax code's always changing. So I'm going to take the high road here and the safe approach and say probably run that
Your
by your
CPA.
CPA,
Okay.
especially since it's tax day. So I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to kick that one back to you.
All right. Well, and I'm going to kick that to the account. So
Yeah.
there you go. Tim, is there anything else you want to add before we go?
No, I mean it's like I said, it's the process is very simple with us. It's really I make everything very streamlined as far as you can go right on my website, www.firstclassfs.com, and then there's right on top there's it's a FAQ page. There's a lot of Q&A stuff that you can read through, answers a ton of questions, anything that you didn't get from this video. And then also there is a credit application that you can apply right online. It comes directly to me.
All right. Terrific. Thank you so much, Tim, for your time. For our Wingamm customers watching at home, we appreciate your time as well. And we look forward to being able to help you finance your Wingamm motorhome purchase. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you.